everyone, welcome back to Live Chat with me, Karima. I am so glad you're here. Today I'm going to share with you a list of symptoms that I had during my breast implant illness. I'm hoping by sharing this list with you ladies that it would help you identify if you have a problem and get help immediately. I'm also going to share it in the comment section below so that you'll have it, you can print it out. And the main thing is, if you have any of these symptoms, of course, they may not be related to your breast implants, but if you have breast implant and you have many symptoms like I had, get help immediately and see if there's a problem with your implant, because it could be. So my first symptom was fatigue. I was exhausted. You know, I would wake up and all I wanted to do was go back down and go to sleep. And I could not figure out why. And, you know, I'm someone that's very energetic. I'm always on the go. I'm always on my feet. I have a lot of energy, and my husband calls me the tornado because I never stop. And so it got to the point where I would take my kids to school and all I wanted to do when I came back home was lay down. And it's not like me. So I had to physically lay down for like an hour, you know, and just get back up and get my stuff done. I was like, I'm going to have to get up. I'm just going to have to. So it was a battle. But fatigue for me was extreme, and I knew there was something going on with me, but I didn't know what it was. I was like, I don't understand, why am I so tired? You know, I mean, I had a full night's rest, you know, why am I tired? And so that was my number one thing. The number two was abdominal pain. I had a lot of abdominal pain, just hurting constantly. I felt like I had to use the bathroom, like I had a bacterial infection, but I didn't. I would go to my OBGYN and they're like, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you, over and over again. And, you know, so that's another thing that I had that I could not figure out what was wrong. The third thing was I started having burning on the side, on my left side. I mean, just constant burning and tingling all over my left side. And I did not know what was going on. So I went to the doctor, got a bunch of tests done, and they couldn't figure anything out. They're like, nope, there's nothing wrong with you. So I had burning and tingling on the side where the ruptured implant was. And I did not know, obviously, it was ruptured at the time, but that's where it was. And right after surgery, the burning immediately went away on my left torso area. But I still have it on my leg. I'm thinking I have still some nerve damage issues there, you know. But it immediately went away when they took the implant out that was ruptured inside my body. So that was number three. Number four was my hair. My hair was falling out like crazy. And I didn't think anything about it. I was like, oh, okay, you know, I just had a baby, you know, maybe it's just hormonal. It's not a big deal. But over time, like I had this beautiful thick hair, and over time I was losing it. And I did not even know that I was losing my hair until people would come to me and go, wow, did you cut your hair? And I'm like, no. They're like, wow, well, it looks good, but it looks short. And over time, I didn't think about it till later. I looked back, I was like, oh my gosh, I was losing my hair this whole time. And I did not know until I looked at pictures, and I was like, wow, there is a huge difference between this picture and this one. And this was like a couple years later. And you could tell it was just much thinner. I had a hard time, like, you know, fixing it and things like that. And I've always had very thick hair before this mess. The fifth thing was joint pain. I had extreme pain in my hip area, in my knees, in my, you know, shoulders, you know, all the connection areas. I had like so much pain. And sometimes I would get up and I felt like I was 80. I'm like, oh, why is my body hurting so bad, you know? I mean, I was in my 40s at the time. I'm 46 now. And I was like, why am I hurting this bad? I shouldn't be hurting this bad. I'm healthy. It's not like I'm someone that's just, you know, out of shape, you know, I work out, I'm gonna stay busy. And so that was a warning right there. Having that joint pain, I did not know what it was. And I think I might have some rheumatoid arthritis that was causing that, which that's actually one of the, you know, the side effects from breast implants, which I learned that later. The number 16 was capsular contracture. That's when your implant, you get this scar tissue that goes around the implant to protect your body from it because it's a foreign object in your body. Well, when there is a problem, that hardens to protect you even more. And so it got harder. And it felt as if someone was holding my breasts as tight as they can and pulling it up all day. That's how it felt. The pain was, I mean, I just can't even explain the pain. It was awful. It hurt so bad. And so that was my number six. Number six was the capsular contracture. That was just awful. That's when you know there is a problem. You know, when you start having a little bit of hardness on one of the sides of your breast, right or left or both, get it checked. Get it checked. There's an issue there. Okay. The number seven was burning in my feet. It was the craziest thing. So I would just lay there. I was watching TV in my bed, trying to get some rest, and my feet would be like as if they were on fire. I mean, like you had them sitting on coal or something. They would burn so bad, especially my heels. And I'm like, what was this always happening to me? I mean, I don't understand. Why is this happening? So many things were happening at once. It was crazy. But that was another thing that I couldn't understand why it was happening, because it was just burning. And I was telling my husband, I was like, I don't understand why my heels hurt so bad. And then the number 8 thing was my whole body felt like a bruise, like you couldn't touch me. Everything was so tender to the touch, and my husband would trying to love on me. And I'm like, oh, please don't touch me. It hurts, please. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, please, you don't understand. I'm like, I felt like I have a bruise all over my body. Like my nerve endings were on the top of my skin. It was just insane. Number 9, I had gut problems. I had all kinds of issues with my tummy and going to the bathroom and, you know, constipation and things like that. Everything was just kind of messed up in there. I don't know what the deal was with it, but I had a lot of problems with that. The number 10 thing was depression, you know, because I was in so much pain and I had so much going on with me and nobody could figure out what was wrong. I started getting depressed. You know, I started doing a lot of praying, you know, and the Lord delivered me from this mess. But over time, I was really having a hard time. I was like, I don't understand what's going on, and nobody could figure it out. And it was really hard. It was really hard for a long time. Number 11 was hormonal, you know, changes. Like my body was doing all these weird things. I would have hot flashes. I would feel so hot. Like I had the flu or high fever, and I would test myself and I had no fever. But my body would just feel really, really hot, and I didn't understand that. So that's another thing. It was just constant hormonal imbalance, just going up and down, you know. And the last thing was vertigo. I would be doing something and all of a sudden it would hit me and my head would spin like crazy, like I was on a boat. And it was so bad I had to lie down. And sometimes I remember it would hit me when I was picking my kids up from school, and my husband would come home and I'm like, please, you're gonna have to take care of the kids. I just can't. My head is spinning. I can't. And we didn't know what it was. We didn't know if it was, you know, sinus related or what was going on, but it would just come and go out of nowhere. And I had absolutely no sinus issues at the time. But when it happened, I had to lay down and take some, you know, Zofran or something, because it was just awful. And so all these symptoms, like I said, I'm gonna have them. I'm gonna have a list of them for you ladies on the description below, so you can print it out, look at them, you know. And if you have any of these things, like I said, that doesn't mean that you have problems with your implants, but you may. So just keep an eye on them. Keep a journal. Write down when it's happening. Write it down. Write down, you know, the day it happened, what happened to you. I wished that I did that. I wish that I kept up with everything that happened to me. I kind of did a little bit because, you know, a little bit, but not, I should have done better job. The only way I was able to remember all these things is because I went back and I found all the doctor's appointments that I had, and I was able to identify what kind of problem I had at the time when I went. That's the only reason I'm able to tell you all these things that happened to me. Till this day, when I go work out and I work my chest for a couple of days, I feel weird. Like my body feels weird. I feel hot. So there is definitely some toxins left in my body that I'm still overcoming. But one day at a time. And I'm telling you, ladies, if you you know, have any issues, please get help immediately. Don't wait. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. There is many great videos on my YouTube channel that you can find on there about breast implants, my story of overcoming depression and different things. And I hope that you also would share this video with other people that may need to hear these things. It may be helpful to other women out there. Thank you so much for watching. Blessings to all and much love.